Holy deja vu. It's like we've done this all before. Good afternoon, good morning, guten Tag. It's another beautiful sunny day here in Eastern North Carolina. And today, obviously, we're continuing to build out the rose garden, if you saw the title. But there was something that's a little different, and that was the fact that I was going to add peonies into the garden. Now, where are the peonies, you may ask? Well, before I get to that, let's discuss some of the other plants here. So, obviously, again, in the back, a golden ticket privet hedge. That's going to line up with all the other privets. Again, I'll probably grow them about 4 to 5 feet high to act as a border between the vegetable garden and the rose garden. I'm out of golden ticket privets. I'm trying to grow a few from cuttings right now. I don't know how successful that's going to be. So what I'll probably wind up doing is purchasing a few more, at least for this season, to add to what I have left to plant out here in the rose garden for, again, the 2021 season. In front of me here, I have another David Austin rose. Now, if you remember way back, I think it was in March, April, May, somewhere in that time frame. If I remember, I'll put a link up here. But I purchased 4 or 5, I think it was 4. Yeah, it was 4 David Austin roses. And I put them in grow bags temporarily, left them up on my deck because deer like to eat the flower heads here. Rose hips, rose flowers are apparently fairly nutritious, and the deer love to nibble on them. So to protect the roses, I put them up on the deck in grow bags temporarily until I'd started building out the rose garden. Real side note, because I already hear some of you saying, but Jason, they're in the ground now. Well, yes, they're in the ground now, and they have one natural defense mechanism, and they have another defense mechanism. The first one is thorns. So the deer really, at least to my experience so far, will not eat past the rose flowers or the rose hips themselves, mainly because of the thorns. The second defense mechanism is me. I now have some deer off spray, so I turn around and give them an occasional spray just to remind the deer, stay the F away from my roses. The rose bush here to my side is yet another David Austin, one of those 4 that were up on the deck once upon a time. And this one is called Litchfield Angel. And if I remember, I'll put a picture somewhere up around here. Litchfield Angel. I have one more David Austin rose bush, and that will obviously go next to this one, probably in another few weeks' time when I do the next expansion. And again, you're probably asking, but where are the peonies? Here they are. Here they are in the ground. The peonies I purchased are bare root peonies. So what that means is there's no stem, there's no flower, and there's very little roots. It's a bare root. It's just the roots basically themselves. And then what you do is obviously you plant it into the ground, and probably because of our warm temperature here in Eastern North Carolina, for at least the next roughly month or so, they'll probably start rooting in, which is fine. They'll rest for the winter, and then probably April, they'll start throwing up shoots. And then by probably late April, early May, hopefully, we'll have some lovely peonies. The 3 varieties I have gotten, Sarah Bernhardt here in the back, Karl Rosenfield, and Duchesse De Nemours. I'm sure I mispronounced all of those. These 3 right now are between these 2 rose bushes. If, again, you've been following along, I've planted a rose bush, a shrub, a rose bush, a shrub, a rose bush. This is breaking from that tradition, as it were, and I'm planting the peonies here. Part of that reason is I don't have a shrub to plant right here, right now. And the other reason is maybe just something a little different. And again, if I don't like these in the future, I can always dig them up and move them elsewhere in the garden. That's one of the nice things about gardening, is if you make a mistake or if you plant a plant someplace where you don't necessarily like it or it doesn't work for the design aesthetic you were going for, if you're going for a design aesthetic at all, you can typically dig up that plant and move it at the appropriate time of year. So that's about all I have for today. We are getting close to the holidays. So I have a merch store. Check out the links below. I have t-shirts, I have hoodies, I have coffee mugs. If there's something else that you'd like to see the Growing Green Finger logo on and help support the channel, please let me know below in the comments. Please treat your friends, families, loved ones, or yourselves to some Growing Green Finger merchandise. I also have a book. I wrote a book a few years back. That link is also below in the description. It's not a very good book, but it's my book, and it's about the start of my journey into gardening. I've only been gardening for 4 years, and I'm taking on this monumental project now. But you can go read the book and see where it all began. Or you can go back and watch all my YouTube videos from previous years. You guys know where to follow me on social media. If you don't know where to follow me on social media, there are links below. There are links that'll pop up somewhere here in this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to be notified when I post up a new video. You never know what new antics I'm going to get into next. I'm building a garden here in eastern North Carolina on 1.5 acres, growing zone 8A. So please subscribe, follow along, see where I go, see how I build out this garden. Thank you for watching. Please, again, don't forget to tell your friends and loved ones, share this video on social media, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. That's gonna be having problems speaking. That's gonna be about it for, let's try this again. That will be it for today.